tapping. Tap into your purpose. Tapping. Check it. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. We tapping into purpose. Raw purpose. Raw purpose. We tapping into purpose. Raw purpose. Raw purpose.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Zay.
And of course, it's your boy Rashad.
And this is the Raw on Purpose podcast.
The Raw on Purpose podcast where we tap into you being your raw, authentic self. And of course, tapping into your authentic purpose as well, combining those emphasis and bringing all the conversations, all the subjects that deal with you being and becoming your best version while you be who you are on purpose in an authentic way. So here we go with some great stuff, right?
That's it. We got a good topic. Before, let's take care of some housekeeping things.
Right.
Do us a favor. Please share, like, comment. You can find us on Facebook at Raw on Purpose. You can find us on Instagram at Raw on Purpose _. You can find us and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Raw on Purpose Podcast. And then if you have any questions, any concerns, any thoughts, anything you want to share with us, you feel free. That sounds very country. Anyways, feel free to email us at rawonpurpose@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. Please do those things. And we're streaming on all podcasting platforms. So you can check us out on there. Listen to us while you're driving, riding in the car, maybe cleaning the house, whatever you do.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do.
Whatever
in
you
your
do.
ears and
I think we got some good stuff. So today we have a great topic. It's right in line with the part of our name. And we're talking about purpose, right? Purpose. We can't be the Raw on Purpose podcast and not have a conversation about purpose. So that's what we're doing today. We just can't get away from it, right? So purpose, like, why are you here? Why are we doing this? What did God create you for? Because he literally didn't create us to wake up and die. He created us to fulfill a need in the earth. So, so we're going to dive into it, my brother.
Right.
What do you think, if you had to describe purpose, what words would you use?
You know, because we're here on purpose for a purpose. So, like, one reason or one word that I would say is reason or intent, or to describe purpose other than reason and intent, I would say other than that, what else would I say? But I definitely have to start with intent, reason. Definitely being like two of the big things when it comes to purpose for me.
I agree.
I don't know about you.
I agree. It's like, again, like what is the point of you being here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like what are you supposed to do with your life?
Yeah, like what is the reason for the existence of a person, a place, a thing?
Right. That's like, if I were to take this right here, like, what is the purpose of this cell phone, right?
Right.
It's for me to communicate with people.
Right.
Wherever I am.
Right.
That's its purpose.
Right.
Right.
Does it serve you that purpose?
It serves that purpose. And many other things.
Exactly.
But its primary purpose is communication.
Exactly.
To be able to, if a loved one needs to get in contact with me, I don't have to stop, pull over to the side of the road, find a payphone and call. And I know a lot of people don't remember those days. I do. I remember when it was like 10 cents and went to 25 cents.
It's crazy.
To 35 cents. And then you just can't find one.
Nope. Gone.
Right? It's like, people, like, we freak out if we don't have our cell phone.
Don't let it black out. Ooh.
Right.
Don't let the networks and the power be shut down.
I remember I had to go to, I call it a trap phone. I had to go to it was like the small, cheap phone for like 4 weeks. And then when I got my phone back, got it back working, I felt like I lost and missed out on so many things.
Right.
It was crazy, but it was peaceful too. That was the other part.
Yeah.
I ain't have to worry about texting nobody, calling
people, all these notifications and all that.
Right.
Yeah, you just relaxing,
right.
being off the grid a little bit.
So as I think about going back on it, but anyways, back to purpose. Why are you here? Like what's the purpose of the purpose?
Like Miles Monroe says, there's two most important days of a man's life: when he's born and when he finds out why.
That's it.
I mean, because existence is one thing, but knowing why you're here, is another thing.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother way of life.
Yeah. I mean, and it's sad sometimes when you see people just wandering around, not knowing why they're here. Right? They're whatever happened to their life or happened in their life that has caused them to kind of just disconnect from reality. It's like, yo, like, I know that was tough, but like, there's purpose. There's a reason for you being here. There's a reason for that stuff happening.
Right.
It's
a reason for it all.
No
lost causes.
It's all to build your character. It's all to make you who you are today, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yep.
And for those that are even listening, it's like, well, this hardship I'm going through, how is that benefiting me? So I would say it's benefiting you one way is that you're going to come in contact with other people that have gone through the same situation. Yep. And that's a moment for you to empower them, to encourage them, and to give them what you didn't have in that season.
Right.
Because when we go through stuff, like, it's not for us anyways.
Man.
It's like, it's not for us.
Man, if you just take the focus off of us and just think about that part.
Right. It helped the situation. Like, it helped you get through it a little better.
Yeah, help you have somewhat of a better, like, outlook, attitude, as you're going through it, as to just thinking like, man, all this is just falling on me. Life is raining down on me. I'm the one suffering and this, that, and the other. But if there's like attachment to something outside of you, that you like, okay, I'm going through this for a reason. And then when you get down the road, when you in it, you don't see it. But when you get down the road, and do you see that other individual, or you see the situation, similar or something like that, You almost don't even have to like check in with your heart. You just already know. It just brings you back to your center of what you went through. And you can have compassion right there. Yeah,
because like some of the greatest movements happen typically after a tragedy, right? And we'll get into that a little later. But like purpose is like just the reason for things being made, the reason, like just it's the answer to the question why. Right? Why am I here? It's crazy when I think of a lot of religious folks, right? They believe that they're created to go to heaven. Right?
Wow.
Right?
So that's the purpose, and what do you? Right. Why do we have to go through earth?
Right. Like, why are you still here? And it's like, no. Like, once you give your life to the Lord, like, He wants you to do something now. Like, He actually gives you even a greater purpose.
That's what I was about to say.
Which is to introduce everybody that looks like you. Meaning, you have the Imago Dei, you have the image of God. Those that bear His image, you introduce Him to them, right? You live a life that will draw people to you to, first of all, to meet Him. Because it's kind of hard to find your purpose outside of Him.
You gotta go back to the maker to find out the purpose of a thing that was made.
Of a thing. Going back to the phone, if I have an issue with the phone, I can send it back to the company and they'll replace the phone or fix it because they'll know what's wrong with it.
Right.
And if they can't fix it, they'll send it back.
Right. If you get a phone with Apple and you take it to Samsung, they can't do nothing for it.
Can't do nothing.
And vice versa.
Can't do nothing.
Got to go back to the source. They know all the questions, the ins and the outs, how it's supposed to function, how it's not supposed to function, all of that.
Absolutely. So you got it. It starts there. I believe the foundation of finding your purpose starts with seeking Him. because he's the one that made you.
Mm-hmm.
He fashioned you in your mother's womb.
Right.
He put the characteristics in you.
Yep.
He put the gifts in you.
Right.
So it's like, how do we go to places outside of him to find out why we're here? So I think that's the first thing. If you're trying to find out what is your purpose, go to God. If you don't believe in God, go to God. I have nothing for you if you don't. Sorry.
That's smart.
Yeah, I don't.
Just lead them to the.
Yeah, I don't have nothing for you on that one. Because I don't know who else I would. I would tell you to go to, because he's the person that made you. So, that's not to be disrespectful.
I mean, like, if you got a car issue and you come to me, I'm gonna be like, did you call the dealership?
Right.
Did you call the people that, the maker, if it's Toyota or whatever, you call Toyota?
Right.
What'd they say? That's what I'm gonna ask you.
Right. Right.
Right.
I mean, you can take it to a mechanic, but you'll get some other brand's part put in.
Right.
Not their
brand. There's no guarantee that you'll operate at your intentional.
Yep. It'll work. It'll get you from A to B. Right? So, and there's people that have knowledge of, but he has the absolute understanding and wisdom. Right? Again, you go to Toyota, you go to Nissan, to any of these places. Right? Samsung, if you need your phone, if for just anything, you can go to them for why it was created. Because then if it malfunctions, you can send it back.
Exactly.
And they can correct it. Right.
Exactly.
So in the same, again, I don't, but I say you go to him first. And then also, that gives you just a better idea. Right. And then you might ask me, like, why is purpose important in my life?
Yeah, why do I even need to even seek it or seek to understand it or any of that, right?
Right, have the desire to know. And for one, it just gives you direction in your life.
If your life's chaotic or not going a certain type of way that is peaceful, peaceful path, a balanced path, a stable path, like, that's usually the necessity to go back to the center, the purpose, the beginning, the reason, all that, because life situations they'll push you in that direction, of like, okay, what is it? Why? It makes you question. And that's a good question to come across.
Yeah,
because that means you're seeking.
Yep.
God put that desire in your heart. To seek and to find out what does my existence mean? Why am I here on this earth plane in this time? Why am I not up there? Or am I not in another realm with the Father? You feel me? So like, why am I here living and breathing in my right mind right now? Because there's not too many have made it to where I'm at. So there's got to be a reason I'm still here.
There has to be, and you got to ask yourself, right? When you think of direction, is you have a starting point and you have a destination,
right?
And many times, sometimes I think it's unfair when you graduate high school. People ask you, "What do you want to be?" Right. And I would say probably 70% of people don't know what they want to be. And that's a lot of pressure to put on an 18-year-old who is still, in reality, in a mental, they're like still a child. They may be of a certain age, but they're still a child. There's still some maturity, some maturing that they have to go through.
I was even asked earlier than that.
Yeah,
and I felt the pressure, but I know what you're saying. That's right. Career.
That's right, because they ask you that in the third grade. What do you want to be? And it's like an astronaut,
right?
And then it's like, well, you may not have the tools to be an astronaut, and you have to make an adjustments. So like, you go to college, and it's like, I want to be an engineer. and then you start taking classes for engineers, and you're like, I don't think I want to. And then you feel embarrassed.
Right.
Because you changed your major.
Right.
Because if we are really honest, like, we really select degrees that get us paid.
I mean, if we definitely got to keep that part real.
Right? Like, we go to college to get a job. You get a trade to get a job. Like, we get these things to pay bills, but it's never to live in purpose. Now, there are some people that walk on a college campus and they know the reason that they're here for.
Right.
Right? Some know that, hey, I am intelligent, so I'm going to be a doctor. And
right.
They know what
They
practice.
Know what type of doctor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they know and they got a plan, and they pursue it, and they fulfill it. And there are some that they just don't know, which is okay.
It's okay.
Because you have a lifetime to discover why you're here. You have a lifetime. It's not something that you have to just figure out tomorrow.
All right.
It's something that it's going to take time.
It's definitely going to take time. It's going to take time.
It's like continuous revelation.
It's an unfolding. It's a peeling back of layers. It's a realization of self, a realization of your maker, a realization of the true world that you live in and where you fit in and where you want to be a part in a pillar in society, all that type of stuff. So it's like through life experiences, you find out a little bit more like those things that are more closer to your specific purpose and your specific destiny. You know what I'm saying? And when you know and are fully aware of your purpose and the things that you've been given, that confidence comes there. It's another one of those things that purpose and having that knowledge of purpose really gives you because a lot of confidence is based on a knowing within you of what it is, and you just go off of that energy. And when you're in your purpose, like you confident, you're not letting anything like shake you off, not letting anyone say anything against that. You're not easily shaken. You have a backbone. You steadfast. You stand on your path in your lane because we all got our own lane. We have some collective purposes, but we also have individual God-given purposes as well. So
absolutely,
yeah,
you gotta, and that confidence just even gives you even more of a understanding of life. Right, and it gives you it even gives you the understanding of when things coming at you, you know how to stand firm in who you are, and why you're here. That nothing can shake you, right? Nothing can break you, right? You're like the palm trees. Like if you ever see hurricanes, like very rarely do you see palm trees snapped.
Nope.
After you see the devastation, because they're built to sway.
That's right.
Now, you go to other parts, you see trees just collapse because they have no flexibility. See, confidence helps you be flexible when life hits you. Right?
Bounce right back when the storm is over.
And it's like, and its original beauty is still intact even after the storm has come through. Like the thing that was meant to destroy it, it came and gone. But it helped it. And it maintained its essence. It maintained its beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that's...
Wouldn't even know.
Right.
Wouldn't even know.
Right.
If you seen it before and after and you didn't see the storm, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't know that
wouldn't even know it been through a whole 100+ winds and whatnot.
Right. The only way you would tell is if there's a house in front of it. In the before. And the house is no longer there in the after. Only way you could tell it.
Only way.
But outside of that, it's just like, oh man, it looked like nothing happened. So that's because that's the confidence that it has. It can withstand. So your purpose gives you the confidence to withstand the storms that are coming. Right? Because they're going to come. I was having a conversation with one of my cousins, and he was just telling me so many things that are going on, and it's like, he was like, yeah, man, life just comes at you. And it's like, my pastor always says, life will life you. It will life you. It will shake you. It will rock you. And if you're standing firm in your purpose, you know that you this too will pass. You'll be able to be stronger because of it.
Yep.
Right? It helps you. It helps you understand that in order to even be able to be that strong and that flexible, like you've created a level of discipline in your life.
Yeah.
Because when you have purpose, it forces you to discipline yourself because you know you don't want nothing to taint that purpose.
Right.
You don't want nothing to taint that reasoning, that intention, right? You don't want nothing that comes against why you're doing something, right? Just because, like, you know, you're walking in purpose, but you can destroy your purpose because you lack the character, because you lack the discipline. You'll mishandle your purpose because you don't have the discipline.
Right.
Because your purpose is something that God gives you to steward, and you have to be disciplined in handling it because you have to steward it well.
Yep, because you're the one.
You're the one.
You're the one. You're the one responsible for managing and taking care, developing, and keeping fresh, all that type of stuff, your purpose. So that discipline, that daily discipline, that's that daily life of making sure that we are tapping into our purpose. Because without the discipline, we will miss those opportunities of, you know what I'm saying, digging a little deeper into fulfilling our purpose and really allowing God to really, you know, reveal that to us more clearly about, you know, ourselves to really, you know, get stuff out of the way that may need to be out the way to, you know, really be more solid in our purpose as well, you know, so that we can, you know, like another thing to really have that focus, that really locked in focus on whatever it is that you need to really focus on that day-to-day life, you feel me? So like when you are like more aware of that purpose, distractions are not that much of a distraction because that trajectory, that focus, we like to say when you say yes to something, that's what you know better what to say no to.
Yeah.
So when you say yes to your purpose, those, you know what I'm saying, everything else is an easy no when you're drifting.
Yeah. And
you've forgotten the purpose, you've forgotten that path that leads, you know, in and through that, and you drifting, pretty much anybody or anything can come in and distract you, knock you off. Your sail's not set. You're liable for chaos.
Yep.
You know.
And then with the chaos, it tends to take your focus off the purpose. It takes you off of the direction that you're going. Right. It knocks you off of the discipline. Right. Because now you're scrambling, trying to piece everything back together.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the whole point of life, is to create chaos. But if you got that laser focus, right, that laser focus will drive you even more to everything you're looking to achieve in your purpose.
Exactly.
Right. You allow the focus to drive you. Right. Because you now can block out, like, I don't have to go do this with my friends anymore because this is where I'm going. I don't have to. I don't need to go to these places, do these things, be with these people, right? Your purpose will have you begin to intentionally shrink your circle. Another thing my pastor likes to say is, who is your purpose circle? Those that keep you accountable, that keep you focused, that keep you locked in, that gives you that encouragement, empowerment whenever you have a moment where you're off.
Right.
And they speak directly to your purpose.
Right.
Because they understand they got to talk past you because you are focused on all this other stuff. And they have to speak directly to that purpose.
Yes.
That intention, that reason. Why are you here?
Right.
What, like that's what they speak to. Yep. So you need to cut off. You got to prune, right? For trees to really grow, it's sometimes best that you cut off a branch, so that the new growth will come and bring much more fruit.
Cut off the stuff that may be choking or cause other stuff to be killed, right? So that's why, just like you saying about what your pastor was saying about that circle, because if you got like a circle out of 10, you got like 1 or 2 that are not, feeding that purpose that are not contributing in that way, more likely to doing the other.
Yep.
So it's like we definitely have to, every now and then take that necessary inventory and like go to God. That's what I do. I go to God. Whoever, whatever is not for me for this season, I release them. Let your will be done.
Yep.
I keep it real simple, just like that, and I just watch things unfold as they may.
Yep. And honestly, every relationship has to go through that. Has to. I told my sister, her and her friend was like, there was a time where they weren't connected, and I told her, I said, if a friendship that's not tested will not last, because you got to see. Once the test is over, are you still going to be there?
Right.
Because you and I have had those moments.
Right.
So where there was a season where we didn't see each other often, we didn't chat, we had moments of, hey, everything good?
Right.
Everything good? Cool, we still on the grind.
Yeah.
Right? And if we are off kilter, then we pick up the phone, get us both back, and then we go. Yeah. And then we come into a season of where we are now, to where we're spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And we're doing things together.
Right.
Because now because when you have people in your purpose circle, then your purpose intertwines with them.
Yeah.
Right? That's the beauty of it. It intertwines.
Right.
Right? You take the health and for myself, the creativity, and you bring it together.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You take the raw you, and you bring the focus on purpose, and you bring it together, because those things are necessary.
Yeah.
So, once the test come, and it wasn't that we had a falling out either.
No.
Right? It was just
life.
Just life. It was just
life.
Take you out for a season.
Yeah.
And if it's to be, it's to be. Just like a dating relationship. If you're with someone that you're dating and you guys fall out, and you may break up for a minute. If it's to be, y'all will come back together, because it was purpose to be together.
Yeah.
Right? And then once you make that connection, when you understand that once you commit to each other, you have a covenant with each other, you're married, then you understand that if it's purposed, it can stand the test and the trials that marriage brings.
Right.
Right. Because you have, I say this when I talk to, when I go through tough times in my own personal marriage, and it's like, I married for purpose. Mm-hmm. I didn't marry for personal, because if I married for personal, I would have stepped out of my marriage. But because I married for purpose, it keeps me focused. Right. It allows me to persevere. Right? Because that drive, that perseverance, because again, it's direction, right? You put the coordinates in your GPS. God put coordinates in our GPS, and we have to follow the route that it takes us. And you may run into a detour, the GPS will recalibrate and send you another pathway. Yep. Or it will warn you this is ahead, right? But you got to persevere through all of these things that come at you. And then what comes at the end, the culmination of purpose, is fulfillment. Right? When you attain your purpose, there's fulfillment in it. Right? Yeah. Like I know for you, whenever you have clients that come back and you see they've dropped 10, 15, 20, 30, 80 pounds, and their body looks totally different than it did when it started, and they're living a healthier life, and they have a better attitude, it makes you feel like, yo,
like I might be doing something.
Right, right. I might be doing something right. And they may have been kicking and screaming, getting on your doggone nerves, cussing you out, all that stuff. But you keeping them focused, they achieve their goal.
It's that push to the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
It's that push in the back that you're just gonna keep getting mad, looking back while you pushing me until you end up where you want to be, and then you like, when we both like, oh.
right. And then you say that wasn't so bad.
Exactly.
That wasn't so bad. So that's all of that. That is why purpose is important, Because again, at the end of it, it's not even about you. It's about what you do for the other.
Something bigger and greater than you.
Because the fulfillment comes based upon what you are able to help another person accomplish. Mm-hmm. Like whenever I'm mentoring a young person and they're like, yo, I listened to you and this is how it turned out. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Right.
Like if somebody offered me $1 billion or that experience, give me that experience every day. Because the money is going to be there. If it's intended for me to have the money, it'll be there. I don't have to do nothing outside of. I don't have to. But for that's like once in a lifetime.
Yeah, it's priceless.
Because you're changing a life.
Right.
Right? Because even if you have billions of dollars, you can't change a person's life. Because here's the thing. If I have billions of dollars and somebody needs some money and they're like, yo, this is life-changing, but they don't know how to manage it, it destroys their life.
Right.
It's like the movie In Time, where the main character gives his best friend a whole bunch of time, and the guy went and spent it getting drunk, and he dies.
Right.
So if you don't know how to manage the excess, it'll destroy you. So what's the point of having the excess if you can't manage it? But for somebody to see their lives change, see them going in a better direction.
Yeah, tangible life-changing evidence. What can you say about that?
Best feeling. So then you may ask, all right, I've done all that. Like what like how do I discover it?
Right.
How do I discover why I'm here? Right? And I would say one of the things is like, what's that thing that you're passionate about?
Yeah, what's that almost burning desire within your heart that it doesn't matter what anybody says, you can't deny it. It's within you, and when you are in it or thinking about it, you have a feeling of fulfillment, peace, love, joy, any of that type of stuff. Like whatever that is, like go with that feeling and pay attention to that thing that you're doing, thinking of, writing about, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like what are the gifts? What talents do you have? What can you do?
Right.
Right. Like I that's, when I have conversations with people and they're like, man, I don't know what my purpose is. That's one of the first, what are you passionate about? What are some things that you like to do? What are you gifted in doing?
Right. What do you do well that's like easy? That may be somewhat difficult. Other people maybe have to learn or, you know what I'm saying? What comes to you natural?
Right. What's that thing that you would do it for free?
Exactly.
But wouldn't mind someone charging you for.
Right.
Or when you're doing it, it doesn't feel like you're stressed from a work.
Right. If all your needs and your day-to-day expenses and all that was taken care of, what would you be doing?
Right. What's that thing that you see that bothers you?
Yeah.
Right? That thing that's like, yo, like that needs to be changed. Like,
I can't. I hate seeing that,
What do you see that you can be the difference in it, right? Like, what's that problem that you see that you can solve? Right? Like, you think of some of the greatest inventors, what they saw was there was a need. And so then they worked on how do we fulfill the need? Like the light bulb, I'm sure was created, like we can't use gas runs out and it's not sustainable and it doesn't last long. Let's create this and let's put this stuff together and boom, you have something that you just flick a switch now.
Right. So problems are good.
Problems
expose purpose. They expose and make room for purpose and for you to exercise the gifts and stuff that is already within you that are directly connected to your individual purpose.
Yep. Because purpose, problems bring out creativity.
Yep.
One of the things that we saw in the midst of this pandemic was so much creativity came out.
Yep.
It pushed people into new spaces. A lot of people changed careers.
Yep.
A lot of things, all this stuff, this chaos that happened, it even helped people even get a better idea of what their purpose was.
Yep.
And it even triggered their purpose.
Yep.
Right? So it's like those things, like chaos, like can bring about your purpose.
Yep.
right? Those are some things. Tragedy.
Yep.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, the guy that started the whole America's Most Wanted had one of his children, I think, kidnapped and murdered.
Yep.
And so from that tragedy of his son dying,
Yep.
he creates a whole platform to where now if somebody was wanted, it would be hard for it to get a nationwide reach.
Right.
So now he creates something that to where now they shoot the show in California, but I live in Georgia or New York, and they air it. Now I'm able to see it, and then there's a possibility that the person may I might cross path with the person, to where it's like, yo, like, oh, that's the guy, and now you can help bring that family that's in need of justice. You could be a part of helping them get that justice,
right?
But there's no guarantee that he would even done that if he didn't experience that loss.
Exactly. Like he probably didn't know that was even in him.
Right.
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 So it's like, yeah, like you saying that through tragedy, like a lot can come from that. A lot of beautiful things can come after an extremely dark period. You know what I'm saying? That sun got to come out after the storm, and, you know, beautiful things come out of some of the, you know, most crappiest of situations, you know, and that realization, like, and you can tell, like, through him, I think his name is John Walsh, but you can tell that it compels him.
Yeah.
Like, it's in him. He doesn't even have to, like, try. Like, this is him.
Yeah.
It's a part of him. He's one with his purpose, and he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and he had to get over that tragedy. Like, he had to look past that, because what you focus on, you magnify. So if you can like shift your focus from what it seems like is happening to you, but it's actually happening for you, and just finding the light, whatever that is, in the darkest moment, then you can all the things that go on within the tragedy can then begin to lose their weight or their power over you as you become the victim of it, and you start to see, like, yourself outside of it and see the purpose in it a little bit better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, like, being like, man, like, this is just happening to me. I don't want to be here. I don't know. I just don't want to, you know. And then you just allow yourself to be open, allow God to show you that light, and then who knows what happens after that?
Yep.
Who knows?
Yep. Like, you know, mental health is like a huge focus because people are starting to talk about it because it's impacted so many families, so many people. It's led to tragic ends.
Right.
We talk about the whole thing on police brutality. All of that is just based upon, like, experiences that other people has had, tragedies that other people have faced. Like, you know, someone may have had a family member that they were apathetic to suicides, and then someone close and dear to them commits suicide. So now that raises a flag, and they're like, yo, I want to bring awareness to this thing because it touched home to that person.
Exactly.
Right? Even with health, right? Because, like, once you begin to make a change in your life, you make that change because somebody else close to you may have gotten sick or may have been unhealthy, and something happened to where now you become someone so focused on health and helping people live healthy lives.
Exactly.
Because it's really just to help push you again to fulfill, to do well for the greater society, for the greater community, right? Like when you said even the crap, you like, when you think about gardening and when you think of growing crops, they use manure, right?
Yep.
And manure helps things to grow healthy and strong.
Right.
So you need the crap in your life
Yep.
so that you can grow and strong.
All that.
Right? Because manure is better than this fake fertilizer that they create.
Exactly.
Right? Because because you got to think, here's the powerful thing about it, right? Especially when you think of, like, in a farming context, right? A cow is eating what? Grass. So they eat the grass, it goes through their system, they get the nutrients that they need, and then the crap goes back into the earth, so the grass can grow it. So
it's needed. It's a part of the process.
It's a part of the process. It's a part of the process. It fulfills the need. It's a part of the cycle, right? It's again. It's like we said in one of our previous podcasts. It's the valley is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It's necessary for purpose.
It's all necessary.
So, as we begin to wrap this up, the last question that you may be thinking is, how do I thrive in purpose? How do I live in purpose? How do I move in purpose?
How?
And it's just waking up every day with a grateful heart. That first and foremost, that you get to wake up to pursue your purpose.
Key. That's key. Gratitude first.
You get to open your eyes and say, I get to pursue my purpose today.
Right. I get to tap in and to fulfill that purpose that is in me that much more. I get to become who my maker created me to be that much more. I get to allow the gifts that's been given to me to flourish and to be utilized that much more.
That much more. I get to help the community. I get to bring fulfillment to even other people's lives.
Yeah.
Right? That's a way that you live in purpose. Right? You're able to
I get to shed light.
Because go ahead.
I was just saying, I get to shed light. I get to, bring a little sunshine to someone's day that was down. And that could be literally the only thing that is a part of your purpose for that day.
Yep.
Just smiling at somebody. And they probably never seen a smile all day.
All day.
Feeling down.
And, I mean,
feeling like everybody left them.
And people are like, man, you shouldn't put this type of pressure on people. There are some people that if you just smiled at them, you can stop them from committing suicide. Right? If you
gotta think about the world we live in.
Right. I mean, people are going through so many trials. People are living dark lives. There's so much darkness in their life.
It's
and
real.
To see the light that you bring to them can save their family. Right? Because that man could be like having a really terrible day, and then they come in contact with you, and you make it worse for them. And so they just go to a breaking point. And this may be an extreme, but we've seen it happen. And they go home and annihilate their whole family and take their own lives. So they've killed purpose in many lives. But if you took the time to just smile at them, to encourage them, to just say hello.
Yeah, to just send them some positive light of energy just to them. Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, it's going to be all right. Keep going.
Keep going.
Never heard that in his life, probably. And change his whole day, his whole life, his whole trajectory on everything.
Right. You be sitting there watching the news one day, and they'd be like, yo, they found a cure to cancer. And it's him up there giving a speech.
Right. Saying, I remember one day.
I remember one day. And that was your purpose, right?
Yeah.
Your purpose. How do you live in purpose? Is taking advantage of every moment to be a blessing to another person's life.
Mm-hmm. And
understand that as you pursue your purpose, your paper will come.
Right.
One of my favorite scriptures is Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to him. And what he's saying is, align yourself with me, right? First of all, seek ye first the kingdom. Seek how he operates, how he does things, how he views things, and his righteousness, meaning your alignment with him.
Yep.
And then all these things will be added to you. And it doesn't guarantee you billions of dollars, but it guarantee you purpose.
Yep.
It guarantee you the fulfillment. It'll guarantee you your needs being met.
For sure.
It'll guarantee you being able to have the resources that you will need to be that influence, to be that impactful person in those people's lives,
right,
or in your community.
Right.
He'll make a way for all that stuff to happen and work.
Right. No problem.
No problem. You don't see a way, and then someone, right? Be that person that you need on those tough days. That's how you live in purpose. Is be the person that you needed. Like for myself, one of the things that I said I was going to be for the young people what I didn't have when I was their age. Right. And I believe that is that's one of the purpose of my life. That every decision I make is based upon that thing. The disciplines that I take is based upon that thing. Not going to certain places, not being in certain places, right? One of the funnest stories on my 21st birthday, I went to Magic City. Didn't know I was going, but this person my dad met that happened to be a pro ball player was like, yeah, I'm going to take your son out. And I was like nervous the whole time because in my mind, I was like, yo, if a picture surfaces of me being in this space, it has literally undone everything I worked hard to. I would have to explain it. Now, you might say I was overthinking it. I probably was, but I just wasn't prepared to give an answer as to why, because I'd be like, I didn't know I was coming. I didn't know.
And they'd be like, oh, really?
Right. And it's I'll tell that story like one day. It's one of the funniest moments of my life, but I understood I didn't go to those places because of the character that I was building and the what I was pursuing.
Right.
The purpose that was for my life, because for me it just it didn't involve that space.
Right.
Right. So, that purpose refines that discipline in you, that focus, that drive in you, so that you can fulfill it.
Right.
Because your purpose evolves.
It does.
Right. It starts in one thing, but it grows into many other things.
Yep. It just keeps like flowering. It just keeps a button opening up, and you just keep seeing new life, new form, and everything in it. Like it keeps its form, it keeps its integrity, but you just realize it more. You see it connect with everything in you and around you more and more, and it becomes more almost solidified. You know what I'm saying? From a thought to a part of your character to your everyday life to the affecting of everything and everything around you and all that. And I would say even in these times that we're in, knowing your purpose is vital. Being in your purpose is vital because God, the creator, the earth, the whole system is detoxing and cleansing things. Whatever is not benefiting or serving a purpose, things are dying off. Things are just, God's allowing things to just, because he's making something new. He's making something new. So anything that is not serving a purpose and not fulfilling a purpose is what do you do with it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If your hand is not serving a purpose and it's either dying or causing you to hurt yourself, what do? Is it not in the word? So it's if it's not helping you, then what do you do? So it's we really need to make sure that we're solid in that and don't play with that part as far as being in your purpose and making sure that you are in alignment with that purpose. And being in line with your purpose, of course, is being in line with the creator and the reason that he created you. That's how we get and stay and remain in that place of purpose. So I'm just recommending this to y'all, just putting it out there to y'all, really just make it your point every day to really give thanks for it and just give thanks for everything that you have been given that will give you more opportunities to express and to tap into your purpose and your reason for being here. Because I mean, it just brings, and it's not like, only that, or it's not just a selfish thing, but it brings you just to a better place so that you can walk in your purpose. When you're in it, it brings you to a better place of being able to do, instead of being stressed because you're drifting, because you're not, instead of you trying to fight and be in the right place in the right time. If you just like really get in that alignment, you will always be at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying, and God moving through you and all that, you feel me? So, it's that time. Know your purpose and stay in that purpose.
It's that time.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say anything else to add to that. So just go out there, find your purpose, live in your purpose, thrive in your purpose, pursue your purpose. And if you don't know what that is, spend some time with God so he can reveal it to you, because there is purpose for your life. He created you. He allowed you to be the one of the million that was racing to get to the finish line, and you won the raffle. You won the race. Mm-hmm. You are a winner.
Right. I don't care what nobody told you.
You're the winner.
Right.
You're the strongest swimmer. You made it to it. Yep. So now that you made it, and he had purpose, he had a reason. He knew you in your mother's womb. He knew you before your mom knew you. He knew you before your dad knew you.
Yep.
And so just take the time to pursue it with everything that you have. And I promise you, your life will never be the same. I promise you that it will get you through a lot of hard days, tough days, and it'll just make you stronger as a person.
That it will.
So with that, thank you for listening to another episode of the Raw on Purpose podcast. Again, if you enjoyed what you heard, if it encouraged you, please let us know, because this is a part of our purpose. We want to continue to edify, first and foremost, God, and to encourage and empower you to live your best life, to live in your purpose, to be in it. So email us at rawonpurpose@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Raw on Purpose. Find us on Instagram at rawonpurpose_, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment, turn on the notifications, so anytime we are going live or a new episode is dropped, you're there to hear. Is Raw on Purpose podcast. And again, we're streaming on all podcasting platforms. So let us know, like us, so we can get higher up in the algorithm, so that people can hear this powerful word that may change their life, that they may be on the brink of giving up, but they hear this conversation and they're able to say, I'm going to go that much further. I'm going to pursue my purpose. I'm going to go harder. So until next time, this is your boy Zay.
And of course, it's your boy Rashad.
And this is the Raw on Purpose podcast. Until next time.
Tapping, tap into your purpose. Tapping, check it. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. We tapping into purpose. Raw on purpose. Raw on purpose. We tapping into purpose.